Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So, if you can't tell by the title of this video, I just came back from Japan. Specifically, I stayed in Tokyo for about 10 days. After such an amazing experience though, I definitely would want to go back and experience Kyoto and Osaka and maybe a few other cities as well for sure. But yeah, just also like the title suggests, I definitely did buy a ton of stuff, not overkill. I tried to be sensible in every category but still indulge for myself, and a few souvenirs of course for friends and family. But of course indulging mostly myself, because I could not help it. So, if you are an artist and also an anime lover, you'll probably really love Tokyo, but your wallet might be a little bit afraid if also you might go a little bit more ham than I. But yeah, I don't want to take up too much time rambling on. I will get to the haul part and be adding in some voiceover stuff about anything that's like missing, because when I was recording the haul, I kind of wanted to get it over with very quickly because I wanted to open up and try the stuff and set up any of the stuff or whatever, because it was just taking up all of my table. Okay, so let's get into the art haul. All the hauls and stuff like that. I'll put timestamps on for different sections. Like first it'll be art, and then maybe it'll be the books I bought, and then maybe the the anime stuff last probably. We'll see how it goes. Now I'll divide up also the art haul by the stores I went to, so. First, I had visited Loft in terms of the art stores. I can't remember if that was... Yeah, I believe that was like the first one. And so I had seen they were selling entire sets of Holbein watercolors, but I had decided to go against buying just a whole set because they didn't quite have every color that I really love using, sort of thing. So I just kind of selected a bunch, because they even had the single tubes anyway on sale for like 180 yen, something like that. Now I think some of these may be a little bit more expensive because that was like series A, for example, was 180 yen, and then I forget how much cheaper each set was, but they were all kind of on sale, so it was maybe about half price or something. So I picked up, again, I didn't want to go overkill. It was the first store, and like Loft is not technically an art store, it's more like craft, so it's like generalized, so it wouldn't have everything I had wanted to potentially get. So I got Shell Pink, Leaf Green, what's this one? Quinacridone Violet, and Cobalt Green, and Marine Blue. I just kind of picked out whatever colors suited my fancy. And I was traveling with my best friend, which she is not like an art person sort of thing. So again, I didn't want to like take up hours upon hours trying to decide which colors. So I did, in a sense. It's not like she was rushing me in any way. It's just I always kind of feel this panicked rush of like trying to decide. So at one point I probably took like 20 minutes to decide, and then after I was like feeling like maybe that would be too long, and I had no idea where in the store she was, and there was like several levels, so I sort of just went with 5 colors. And I'd also turned the corner and I saw that they had like sets of iridescent paints, so I definitely picked up this set because they did have like samples of like how they looked, and I thought this was pretty cool. This entire haul, I kind of didn't like, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I just wanted to go with things I didn't have and I thought would be great and useful, and not like total repeats of the same colors. And so I don't really have any sparkly paints. A lot of these colors are maybe similar to what I own, but I think are a great addition, sort of thing, would be like a little bit different. And another fact about Shell Pink is this particular color, anytime I tried to find it with different brands or anything like that, it was like out of stock all the time. It's like this is a very popular color or something. So I just had the bad luck of, in Canada, any brand I was like looking for this similar color, it was just not in stock or something. I had weird luck with that. So next I had gone to Sekaido art store, and I had picked up then a full pastel set. I don't recall if I saw even the pastel set in Loft at all. They did definitely have the other color ones in like a larger range, but again, I didn't feel like picking up the whole set. And it's sort of hard to slide out. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! Very, very pretty selection of colors. I'm not going to read out every single one, so you can pause the video if you would like. This was maybe 1900. There was also some kind of sale going on with all the Holbein sets, and which was very tempting to, you know, buy again a lot of them, but because again I have quite a bit of watercolor already at home, I just stuck with getting things of more interest or something, and different things. And I also had gotten this set, which I believe is like, I don't know if this is specifically Kuretake or something, because it was like next to it, but it does look like it. Regardless, I thought it was just neat to try it, because I know they've been like bouncing around here, but again, they were kind of expensive, and this one was, I will say maybe about 1200 yen or something, and I thought it was cool. Plus you got like sort of pearly plus a gold color, or I don't know if that's silver or not, but it seemed like a good a small set to try these, at least these type of paints. I will put on the screen probably after or whatever what they actually mean, because I haven't like translated any of this, but yeah, I thought this was kind of a neat little set to pick up as well. And then I had well, I already said this one. Sorry. This, yeah. So, and I'd also seen that they had like individual pans, and this was some kind of opalescent looking paint, and it was kind of translucent. I think there was like some samples in the store, like of swatches, and that looked very pretty. I only regret not buying, after in the art store, the other art store I went to, the full set of the opalescence, just because it was also fairly cheap. It was like 1900 yen, something like that. It was, again, a really good price to steal, because a lot of times even sets as small as this from Amazon will cost you 20 bucks or more plus tax, etc., while all this, most of these sets were just like under 20 bucks or something Canadian. And I'm sure I think, I have no idea what it is, yen to US dollars is, so you'd have to do the math for yourself. I'm sorry to any American watching. And so now moving on to the next, oh wait, yeah, this is also from Sekaido. I had decided to pick up one small gouache set, because again, this was also under 2,000 yen. And to be honest, here, anytime I've ever seen these on Amazon or anywhere, it's either $45 or more. I'm going to say $45 is probably the lowest, $45 Canadian or something like that. I don't even know if it's supposed to go for cheaper in America or not, but yeah, this was extremely low, and as far as I saw, there was no sale on this. This is just how the price was, and I thought that was pretty awesome, because usually Holbein gouache here is so expensive, like all the Holbein paints are. But yeah, gouache in general is very expensive, so I was very happy to pick this up, because I don't use a ton of gouache, so that's why I went against buying a full giant set of it. So I thought, you know what, mixing sets are great, because I've worked with a small amount of gouache, and mixing the colors myself is not too bad. I'm totally fine with it. And that's what I kept telling myself. And then the next art store I went to, which is Tools something, I'll pop it on the screen because my brain, I've totally forgotten. It's like Tools, oh yeah. So yeah, I ended up picking up just two colors, because I thought I was going to pick up a full set or something, but again, I went against it, and just like some convenience colors, I guess. And so more of like a peachy, I guess, skin tony one, or jaune brilliant, and a nice turquoise green, because I thought those were kind of fun, and sometimes these can be a pain in the ass to mix when you just want to use one solid swoop of it or something. But yeah, overall, I don't regret not buying more gouache. I think it's fine. I've only started to use it more and more, so it is what it is, right? It's ultimately okay, because I do love watercolors so much that I'm glad I kind of went more with watercolors. And then I had seen, I don't know if I saw a lot of other Japanese paints. I ignored every other brand because it was just kind of the bog standard Daniel Smith, Winsor and Newton, Schminke, and it was all like the same prices you'd get here anyway. So it was just like there was no deals on those, and so there was like no point of even remotely looking at them. But these I noticed were also Japanese, and there are some very, very interesting granulating colors according to like the sample sheets that they had displaying the paint and how it looks. And so I thought the entire set of these was like 9,000 yen or something. So these would have been a little bit expensive to buy the entire set of. And this is, by the time I got to this art store, I'd already gone through Akihabara, mind you, and a couple of bookstores and a couple of clothing stores. So I I kind of went against going too nuts, and I then just stuck with getting a few samples and just seeing how much I like them. And well, I definitely want to go back to Japan, so maybe next time I'll pick them up, or if I manage to find them online somehow for like a decent price, I will give in. I mean, these are 10 ml tubes also, so it's nice. And yeah, I also forgot to mention I got this from Sakaido, which I thought was a neat little thing. It's a great like travel size little ruler with like all little details, and it's fairly light, so yeah. And now the books. The only book that I did not include here is one manga that I am gifting to somebody. So all the stuff I'm gifting, I'm just not gonna include if for some reason I don't get to gift it before the video comes out and somebody happens to watch it. I don't want that. So this manga in particular, I just kept getting like tons of Instagram posts about it randomly. You know when like the feed kind of like feeds you things and you don't really know why. I think I vaguely remember what this is about, but yeah. And I know this isn't Japanese, obviously, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to pick up in small and then try my best to learn some kanji, because I had actually started learning Japanese a year ago and just for fun here and there learning, so I know a little bit Tsukoshi there. And I even picked up a book on like some kanji basics, and so I'm like, why not? I could just, you know, keep chipping away at it and learning, and it's having a book in Japanese will kind of like encourage me to learn and continue learning or something, because I'm kind of having a fun time with it. I'm not like forcing myself. It's not like some kind of weird thing, so that's kind of why I went with that thought process. And if I want to go back, it'll become easier and easier the more I can at least read it. So yeah, that's the first. This is from like one bookstore, I think in Diver City Tokyo Mall or something. Yeah, this one definitely was. This one was from a book off I got, and it was 300 yen. I also bought like in a regular bookstore. I think I paid 300 yen for. No, it was 480 yen. Sorry, I lied. 480 or 528. I'm not sure which one, but I do remember not being a lot. And so I picked up the free run one for fun, just because I thought it would be kind of neat also to have it. And my best friend had spotted this, and I definitely needed to get it as well. And that is the Adventures Bible, Dungeon Meshi. I don't recall if I saw a lot of Dungeon Meshi stuff in Akihabara, but I did see this in a bookstore, and so we both had to have it. She got her own copy naturally, and I got mine, so I thought that was that was very fun. Now, each of these books, I know they're sealed, but they did have like sample books where you could just view what was inside of them. So, which was a very nice touch, because I always hate going to bookstores and like seeing an art book and then not really being sure if I would like it or not. But this one was definitely a must buy. I will definitely open that up actually, because books are a little bit easier to sample and show off than going through the hassle of paints. And also I've been waiting to complete these videos so I could actually show it off. Ta-da! Ooh, shiny. Ta-da! It's like kind of a mix of manga and showing off some of the foods and a lot of stuff like that. So I thought that was quite a fun steal. So I hope if you are a fan and want this, I hope you can get your hands on this. Again, 1900 yen, yeah. So another thing that I noticed is the art books are a steal, because the last time I went to Anime North is the last time I saw a bunch of Japanese books and stuff like this. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw a similar Figurine art book, and it was like $80. So most of the art books were Japanese ones in Canada are $80 or more, and which, you know, really sucks, because that's a lot of money to be costing per book. So paying around 2,000 yen. I think there's a different price in there, but whatever. So yeah, I do recall that. I believe this was just 2,000 yen. 2,270 yen. So that means about 20. Every time I like translated it to Canadian at the time, it was fairly pretty much like it was like $22 or it was 23 Canadian dollars or something like that. So it was very, very similar, just like moving the moving decimal essentially, and so yeah. Very gorgeous. Oh my god. No regrets buying. It's so fantastic and so beautiful and so watercolory. Ooh. Sorry, I'm so like I can't remember if I actually flipped through this one at all, because this one I bought in Akihabara in one of the stores. So I don't know if this one even had a sample, but I knew I was gonna like it because I'd seen like some artworks online on like Google or something like that, and it just did not do it justice like an art book does. I also bought this one at the bookstore along with the manga and this one, that in Odaiba. And there was like this other art book I regret not getting, to be honest, because my suitcase wasn't actually as heavy, and I probably would have been able to get it as I thought it was when I got to the airport, and in the end finally got to measure it. Okay, that's getting a bit difficult. I really don't want to damage the book. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, very pretty. Now, I haven't watched like every anime on the planet, or know every single artist out there, but I kind of went with like visually what piqued my interest kind of thing, and that's kind of how I go. And I wrote like a bunch of animes down as well, because yeah, I figured it would be kind of good to learn and watch. But I don't know actually if this is, I think this is just like might be an artist and then just art books, because there was a few art books like this that were like dedicated to specific animes or something similar to it. So yeah. Again, I'm such a like visual person that I don't even care if it is or not. It's really nice to just look at the artwork, and it's just so stunning and beautiful and very inspiring as well. So yeah. And then this one I actually picked up at Sekaido bookstore. They also had tons of art books, and you know, again, because the books were the heaviest thing in my luggage. It wasn't even the figurines or anything like that. It was, and it really just ended up being the books themselves. So I saw a sample of this one, and I thought it'd be kind of useful because I like having thingies of just like stylized tips on how to draw things. I don't know why this stuff so first. And again, none of these books were, I believe, over 3,000 yen. So if you're just going for art books and stuff like that, just think of the weight of the suitcase is your only limit, and you could get like what, 3-4 books there versus like just one book here. And so yeah, I thought this was kind of neat, as it wasn't like, it didn't feel too anime in terms of like how to draw, but like very stylized and cartoon stuff like that. Very, well, not cartoon, sorry. Well, you know what I mean. Apologies, my brain is still kind of like melted and very tired, but yeah. I thought that was very cool, just when I was looking at the sample book there. And yeah, so that is all the books that I had got, not like a huge haul again, because books were the most limiting due to weight, and you kind of end up worrying that you'll have to like get another luggage or something. And I didn't really buy as much to justify buying an entire piece of luggage or a suitcase just to fill up the extra stuff, because I had just enough that would fit all of my luggage. Now for some of the anime stuff. I didn't overkill on this either. I did also have like a ton of souvenirs I had gotten, and at Tokyo Station they had a Pikachu. They had like a full ass plushie of this, but then I saw they had like a smaller keychain version, which is good because I don't really collect plushies anymore. So I thought that this would be like perfect, a little display version or something. You can even like hang him up or something, but I feel like he's a little bit too big to carry around connected to a bag, and I wouldn't want to get him like scuffed or anything, so he's gonna sit on a shelf somewhere. I had also got some Figurine keychains. And these were, you can see the price exactly here, 990 yen each. And I love this character because, like, the second I saw his outfit, I'm just like, if you are a Genshin player, does this character's outfit not just make you think of Fatui immediately when you saw him? That's just kind of where my thought process went to. But yeah, so I feel like it was I get mostly free run stuff, to be honest, and it was on accident, not really intending, but I really love the anime, so not sorry about that. And then there was a pop-up shop in Tokyo Station, and so I got this little keychain of Mao Mao. I really thought it was so cute with the dumpling. That was about, I think, the only Apothecary Diaries stuff I got. But yeah, these are from Akihabara though. And I had also gotten a figurine. So a lot of people kept telling me that the figurines are just like expensive or something in Akihabara, that it's like the prices were jacked and blah 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 because so many tourists are coming. But honestly, a lot of the prices were pretty fine. I wouldn't say they were cheaper in most cases. I think they were just fine and reasonable, right? They weren't overpriced. I think you'd probably be paying about the same. The only benefit is you'd have it, or like it would be in stock, you'd see it, sort of thing. Because my biggest problem here is, yeah, sure, I would pay the money, but it's really hard to get certain ones. Now, I didn't see this one at all anywhere in at any the few expos I'd gone or online particularly. So I thought I would I'd get another free run figurine because this one I had also seen on sale there in Japan, but I got this one for $45, I think, approximately, in Anime North, and I thought that was a good deal, and it was about the same. It was like 4,500 yen, something like that. Not exactly, but like approximately, let's say 4,500 yen in all the stores I saw. So I think this was a Sega. This is a Sega one. I don't. And so this one I saw also for 4,000 yen everywhere, but this one store, I had translated when the plastic on top of it, and what it said was open box sale. So I paid this one for about 1,600 yen. So this was under $20 Canadian. For some reason, that little tiny store, I don't even know what the name of it was. It wasn't even labeled on Google Maps or anything. They had a bunch of ones that were just labeled like open box or something. And it made me a little bit nervous, but I was like, you know what, I'll take the gamba. I'll be out like $16 if it turns out like she's broken. And as my best friend said, you could at least glue her back together or something. Immediately, when I got back to the hotel, I had taken off the plastic to inspect her, and she is in fact intact. And it looks like it really is just the box was opened and nothing was ever removed, as far as I can tell. I didn't go any further because I knew I was going to travel in a suitcase, and this is well packed for a suitcase, and meant I didn't have to go the extra mile unpacking, because that was like the nerve-wracking part about like getting her back to Canada. And then the other figurine I got was something I had tried to find here, and I only kept seeing it on sale on Crunchyroll, but it also kept getting sold out. Now I think on I can't remember what the price was on Crunchyroll or something. Maybe I'll like dig it up, but it it could have actually been more. So this one was like 4,180 yen. And I did see it on sale in another store a few days later, which kind of like annoyed me, but I think it's still a good deal. The fact that I didn't have to probably pay more getting it here, and regardless, it was always out of stock and I could barely get it anyway. So, yeah, I would have, so, I thought, so cute. Yeah. I'll probably display a video of these two later, completely out of the box and everything, just because I feel like it would take too long to do the whole setup, and I'm kind of running out of steam, so yeah. I will show off a few keychains. I also got this Hello Kitty one, which I thought was very sweet and cute, and I don't know where my Snoopy one is. I think it's attached to a bag that I shoved over, but there's some other, like, cute stuff, and the cuteness level of all the keychains in Japan is absolutely insane. So I have to say, if you're getting souvenirs for people, I hope they like very kawaii things, because every single one of them was like, there were so many adorable ones. And now for the Standees. I'd only gotten two, mostly because I'm not really entirely a fan of Standees, if I'm being honest, just because I prefer figurines, but there are a lot of beautiful ones and stuff like that. I thought this one in particular was neat. It's of, the title is Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Yes, I had to read it off this thing because I watched the live action version of this show on Netflix. It has a much shorter title and I forget what it is. I believe it's just one word, but yeah. I did get the manhwa like a year ago, and I thought the art of it was very beautiful, and it's like, I think the live action thing follows pretty closely. I know this is a BL thing, so it's just, there's a lot of, you know, toning down details, but it was still a very beautiful story told even within the thing and within the show itself, and yeah. I think the novels, I believe somebody told me were the spiciest, but that's also, I might be confusing with Heaven's Official Blessing. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. I did watch the anime of Heaven's Official Blessing, or animated version. I apologize, I can't remember what the exact term is when it's like animated Chinese. I know, I'm pretty sure there was like a different name for it, but yeah, just because like I know also for Chinese graphic novel, it's supposed to be manhwa, I believe. But yeah, you feel free to correct me in the comments. Because I haven't read a lot of them, it's just like some terms, it's mostly Japanese stuff I read when it comes to graphic novels, or, you know, comic books in North America, so yeah. Yeah, so this, I know it's really hard to tell what it is. I will show a version of it completely displayed, because I did see this actually on display. It's like several layers of it, and it's very pretty. Also pretty good price for like what it was, I guess, maybe because a lot of like the standees that were much smaller and just like one layer, like Jujutsu Kaisen or something, was like 1,300 yen. So I guess you could say maybe it's because it's not as popular. The other standee I had also gotten was a Cardcaptor Sakura standee. I thought this was very cute because it's flat and you could probably display it a lot more like on a wall too, get away with it. But yeah, there was many of these actually in a lot of stores we passed by, but not specifically this design. There was a lot of designs that was like more golden or like another color, which I wasn't as big of a fan of her other outfits as much as when I saw this one. I was like, okay, yeah, I will get this one. So yeah, I got this one in Kittyland, specifically. This one was not in Akihabara. I got this one in, is it Harajuku or something? It was like a giant animate store. We went through that one. It was very packed, so it was a little overwhelming trying to get through it all, because it was already, I think we already spent like half the day doing something and we were pretty exhausted. We like pushing the limit of normally how long we were out for the first half of the day. And so that was that was like a bit, that was, I swear, that animate store in I think it was Harajuku. it was like 9 floors or something like crazy like that. It was so packed. It felt more packed somehow than when I was going through Akihabara, and there was like way more girls too in that one. So and there was like an entire floor dedicated to like BL stuff, which is cool and all, but it was so busy to get through. Not just floor itself, but the entire store, because I think there might have been like some kind of, I'm sure there's always some kind of collab thing or whatever going on. Not specific. Well, I don't know what was going on, but it felt like maybe something a little bit more of an event, or maybe it's just that crazy every day. I don't know. So I felt a bit overwhelmed going through that one and didn't end up picking anything up. I'm pretty sure I'd seen some stuff related to this one, and like I said, the Heaven's Official Blessing one, but I just did not want to even go through it because there's too much. So I ended up seeing, I think, a sign for Ami Ami as well, and so I was just like to my friend, okay, let's go into this one because it seems like more unassuming and smaller or something. And it turned out it was just 1 floor. It was like a mini Ami Ami or something, and it had actually quite a few really nice merch for like the small store it was. So I picked this up in the end. Yeah, there. So yeah, that is the entire collection of all my weeb anime stuff, which was fantastic, and yeah, quite a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed just kind of really indulging in getting all the merch, to be honest, and again, not overindulging, I would say. To be fair, it's nice when you find a lot of the cool stuff and see it, and also see it for like a decent price too, right? Because I swear, half the time, like, places you can buy cute keychains of like, especially Genshin stuff or something like that here. I know none of this is Genshin, but there was tons of Genshin merch as well, and I believe it didn't feel like it was more in price. I don't know if I would say it was less in price, but either way, well, what I'm trying to say is a lot of stuff just felt like it was reasonable, and there was basically any anime you wanted to see, nearly any anime merch we wanted to see was basically there, so that was great. It was just kind of like, it makes it that for the anime haul, and I think all the hauls. I did get also 2 shirts from Uniqlo, and they were like collabs, so Jujutsu Kaisen shirt and Demon Slayer shirt. Because I thought those were super cool. I'm not normally into Uniqlo all that much because it's kind of more simplistic, and going to Japan, it felt really nice walking around I was very jealous of like a lot of the women wearing all the outfits. They looked really, really nice. It wasn't anything too crazy. It's not like everybody was wearing Lolita or anything like that. It's just, the long skirts and the blouses. I saw a lot of really pretty ones and a lot of really pretty dresses. I definitely would have like bought in a heartbeat if I saw it in store. But in terms of clothing stores, I guess we never really went to a place where like it had where they would buy day to day, I would say, clothing, because the only thing that we mostly kept running into, at least in the touristy spots, let's say, were Uniqlo's and other giant fashion brands or something that were like way out of my price anyway, like expensive ones, and they were just selling generic, like global kind of clothes that everybody would mostly be wearing, so it was not as everybody else was dressing, because some of their blouses were super gorgeous. And to be honest, I had no idea what exactly the price ranges or anything would be. But seeing as I en masse on a lot of girls and women saw it, I'm assuming it was different classes, different price ranges kind of thing, because it's not like we were only in one neighborhood of Tokyo the entire time. Tokyo's massive, right? So we're everywhere, and everywhere we went, everybody was. For the most part, I did see clothing I would definitely be like, if I wouldn't even ask that here in English to somebody, let alone try and ask it in Japanese, just because I would feel very weird. But yeah, I suppose next time maybe I'll do a little bit more research and see on specific clothing wise, because I do enjoy picking up nice clothing and wearing dresses and skirts and stuff like that. So it would be fairly cool. Yeah, and then I can share it with you guys if you wanted to. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this haul, and I hope you enjoyed whatever clips I showed of Japan, or Tokyo specifically, because yeah, I had a wonderful time overall. Everything about it was amazing, and I did totally indulge on a lot of stuff, but in general, like what I saw itself, it wasn't just about what I bought. That was fantastic. So yeah, I hope you get the chance to experience it, or if you have already gone, what was your take? Where did you go specifically in Japan? Did you enjoy every bit of it? And or if you're going, where are you going specifically, like Tokyo or Osaka or something like that, if you want to share? So yeah, put it down in the comments. And lastly, to show off how everything lurks outside of its packaging, namely the figurines and the standees. If you happen to really be wanting to go to Akihabara and check out the figurines and buy for yourself, I am showing on approximately where the shop was in Akihabara, because I recommend it. That one had a bunch of open box ones. I assume all of them must be then in pretty good condition or something, or at least, like as I said, it's so cheap that you could probably deal with a broken one and maybe glue it back together or something. Hopefully there won't be any missing parts or anything like that. I don't necessarily know if open box even means that anybody really even took it out, other than just literally opened it and then it was just heavy discount. Oh, and apologies for the really ugly swatches I am displaying because, yeah, I am not really much of a swatcher or care too much for it, other than like just setting up the nice, like sort of semi-nice squares just as reference whenever I'm opening up my palette. So it's very messy, it's very unorganized or disorganized, however you want to say, basically chaos, because I'm just not a swatching fan. And that is the haul. I really hope you enjoyed watching. So I've been playing a little bit more footage than actually any of the swatches, because even the going over the videos, it was pretty bad. Mostly blurry, so sorry about that. But yeah. But if I haven't said it enough, the trip was phenomenal. I loved it so much, and I definitely want to go back and experience more, as I only got to experience about 9 full days in Tokyo itself. So Japan will definitely see me again. But anyway, are you planning to go to Japan? Have you already gone to Japan? What are your thoughts on it? Did you enjoy yourself, or are you very excited to go? I hope you have the opportunity if you do want to go, and the budget and everything, because I know it's not cheap to travel anywhere all the time. But if you have gotten this far, thanks so much for watching, and hope you can drop a like and subscribe. See you next time.